and welcome to Square Raindrop. I'm Jo Wheeler.
And I'm Steff Golter.
And you join us in Buggered Boiler Week. Seems like everybody's boilers are breaking down, including mine. You're lucky I've had a shower this morning, but half of it was down to the rain outside anyway.
Yeah, you're not the only one that's had problems with boilers. We've had problems with boilers. We had some boiler men, what are they called, plumbers, in for a couple of days. They ended up staying for 7. So that was a little bit of a drain on the finances. And then we got a call from our friend up the road who said, "My boiler's broken, can I come for a shower?"
I know, I'm in exactly the same boat, no hot water, but I have tricked it. I tricked it by putting the heating on and turning the thermostat up, which goes, give me heat, give me heat. And then as soon as the boiler went, yep, you can have heat, I'm just not talking to the water at the moment, I switched the heating off. But we did all cook for about 25 minutes, but never mind. Anyway, it is August, it is raining, so I think we should take the Peter Pan approach, okay? So if we can all say together now, I do believe in summer, I do believe in summer, I do believe in summer, and hopefully it'll make a difference. What do you say?
Well, we do have some breaking news now, Jo. Beep, 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 because it's going to be a little bit warmer.
Really? So are we going to have a heat wave? Shall I get my sunbathing stuff out? Where's the sun cream?
Define heat wave, Jo. I think we need to limit expectations a little bit. So I think I'm looking at about 4 degrees above average. You know, at a push, we might get to 30 degrees.
That's not bad.
That is not bad. I was expecting you to say, and how long will this wonderful sunshine last? And I was going to say, well, I didn't promise you sunshine in the first place. And yeah, we're looking at maybe 3 days, 4 days, if that.
Okay. Well, you know, this entire summer has been an example of hope over experience. And so when you said heat wave, I thought, okay, yeah. But some of the heat we've had has been really humid heat where I kind of don't want to go outside anyway. And knowing the forecast for the next few days, whilst there's quite a lot of fine weather around, we on the East Coast get an easterly drift. So it's going to be cloudy mornings and just waiting for that cloud to disappear so that we get to see some sunny spells and possibly even enjoy temperatures a degree or 2 above normal for the time of year. I'm not really that excited.
No, it's a little bit pitiful, to be honest. And then, do you know what happens at the weekend?
Don't
look.
Disappoint me.
Just don't.
Go on, tell me.
Unfortunately, the weekend has another area of low pressure heading towards us. I don't know how the weather knows. It's like, oh, it's a weekend. Quick, give them some really rubbish weather. Okay, lovely.
It's 1 or 2 a week at the moment, and certainly every weekend. I mean, it's just depressing. But, you know, I'm the mistress of the crystal ball, the tarot cards of weather. And so I have taken a look at the longer range stuff. And I mean, obviously, things aren't very accurate at a distance, but it's not looking fantastic, has to be said. Meanwhile, of course, Southern Europe cooking again, heat wave, Spain, Portugal, all those areas, but not as hot as Hawaii.
Well, Hawaii's had it really badly. The death toll is still rising there. It's over 90. And it's just been terrible. A wildfire, including a fire tornado, seemed to go right the way across one of the very wealthy neighborhoods that are there. And the fans for that fire, because obviously, you know, fires rage in hot places at hot times of year, but the flames were fanned by a hurricane, which just pushed all the fire, you know, in one direction. And that's pretty unlucky for Hawaii, because Hawaii kind of has this weird like force field against hurricanes. So they're a tiny little dot of islands in the middle of the Pacific. And you'd think, you know, they're kind of exposed to hurricanes. They're going to be hit by them quite a lot. But the last time they were hit by a big hurricane was 1992. So really quite a long time ago. And the reason for it is the winds, the prevailing winds. So the winds really high up in the atmosphere, they come from the southwest and they're going on at, 60 miles an hour generally. But then down lower on the ground, they generally come from the northeast. That's the prevailing wind direction. And hurricanes, if you get the bottom pushed one way and the top pushed the other, they end up kind of falling over. They can't really pull themselves together. So every time a hurricane comes near the islands, it goes, oh, I can't be bothered, and kind of gives up. So they're really unlucky with Dora, really unlucky. And the fire, the pictures have just been horrific.
You mentioned a fire tornado. That's a new one on me.
Yeah, so you can get, due to the intense heat from wildfires, I mean, obviously heat rises, so you end up with this like swirling thing. And sometimes you can, it's rare, but you can end up with a fire-nado or a fire tornado.
That is genuinely the first time I've heard of one of those, but it does seem that things have been absolutely horrendous for them. And any sign of it all abating?
Well, I think the wildfires are calming down. Certainly that city is. I see you've been joined by a friend, Jo.
I'm not friendly with this cat at the moment. They are behaving very badly. The cat's behaving badly.
Okay. I don't know if you can hear mine. It's banging on the glass here, meowing and asking for food, and I'm studiously ignoring it.
My daughter's trying to entice the cat out, but I feel it's going to be a failed mission one way or another. Not to worry. So Hawaii obviously having problems there. The heat continues over southern parts of Europe, but really we've just about got or past the hottest time of the year now. Things should start to tail off a bit. Or am I just saying that because it's so awful here?
Yeah, I'm wondering what's tailing off, because if our weather, it doesn't going to get any warmer at all and is going to tail off further, I think I might just start sobbing right now.
You want to go back and live abroad again?
Absolutely. I think I've forgotten what blue sky is.
It has all been quite grim. Have you, been able to get out and about at all this last week?
It did stop raining briefly on Friday, so we headed up to Skye for the Skye Family Day, which was a lot of fun. Inflatables for the kids to jump and run over and that sort of thing. And I bumped into someone that I've not seen since I left and went to live in Doha. So someone I haven't seen for
really?
16 years or something like that.
Who was that?
Liz from Makeup. Do you remember Liz?
I remember Liz. In fact, I had a message from Liz just a couple of weeks ago. Was she delighted to see you?
She had no idea who I was, Jo, so it did burst my bubble somewhat. She asked me if my name was Jo. I was like, no, that's not my name. She said, was it sport or weather? And at that point I went, let's we'll go this way. Bye, Jo.
let's just forget that. Well, for sure. I mean, in the brief period of dry weather that we did have, I managed to get out and start to mow my lawn. I say start because when I went down the other end, I realised what I needed to do was go down to the local pub, get a load of locals with scythes and bring them in, because it was kind of, almost waist height. My lawnmower has not seen anything but the highest setting right across the summer.
Absolutely the same here. So I started, we've got little battery on our lawnmower. So it started off, gave up. I had to put the thing away while it charged the battery again. And so we've got this like cut bit in the middle, and then the sides are just these big hairy monsters. So then I was like, oh, quick, it's sunny again. Get out the lawnmower. And again, highest setting. Everybody's got these lawns that are like this, and just the top bit are being trimmed by the lawnmowers. It's wild. You can't get out. It rains the whole time. I don't want a rusty lawnmower.
And the cuttings are likely to kind of swamp the earth anyway. I mean, there are so many of them. I tried to put them on weeds to dampen those down, but even so, it's kind of head height now. And I'm kind of thinking, do you know what? I think I'll just leave it till next year. I mean, this is an agricultural county.
Your neighbours are probably wondering how big your weeds are, Jo, if you're like the cuttings on top of them are up to head height.
I know, but this is linking it to an agricultural county. If you don't absolutely have control of your garden by the beginning of spring, you've lost it. Just forget it for that year. So I'm just going to wait till it all dies off and then rush out and try and do some stuff over the winter. I had the bright idea, you talked about hairy monsters, of giving my dog a good groom. I thought this was a nice thing to do. It was a mostly fine day with light winds, the forecast said. So I had the kitchen door open. Well, I can tell you, I've now got dog hair in bits of my house that I didn't even know I had a house in. I mean, she is a large hairy beast anyway. Put up a photo for you. But this was something else. This was something else. But I have this week got a new toy. And this is
do we want to know, Jo?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you
okay,
do.
okay.
I haven't used it yet. But because when dogs go to a professional groomers, they have this thing that blows out all their, the under hair that you can't even brush out. Okay. And this thing is about the size of a fire extinguisher, and it sounds like a jet plane about to take off. I haven't used it yet because I'm awaiting the Amazon delivery that has her head smoothed so that she doesn't bother her ears.
I thought you were going to say, I haven't used it yet because every time I've turned it on, the dog's legged it, broken out of the garden and made a run for it.
I think that might happen, which is why I'm waiting for the snooze, which will, of course, make all the difference. Watch this space, and I shall be telling you all about it. So, Steffi, are we going to do it again next week and see if there's anything more exciting or optimistic.
And we'll see just how warm this heat wave has been, or whether it's just been a bit of a damp squib.
If you actually get to be outside with bare arms that you have at the moment, send a photo. Yeah, because we'd like to
I'll be outside with extra sleeves on. like those leg warmers we had in the 80s. Maybe I'll fashion some of those.
And in the meantime, if you want to contact us, you can always do so on
Raindrop, because Square Raindrop didn't fit. That's on Twitter,
and that
we're also on our website.
X. Also the website.
Which is squareraindrop.com.
And by email.
Oh, you're testing me now. Weather at squareraindrop.com. Ask me another. I can do these.
No, I think that's enough for this week. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.